Hey, You-est You family. Well, I'm so excited because one of my favorite human beings and guests on this show is back. I'm here with Anjie Hipple. Anjie, you have become seriously a soul sister and just I love having you here. I love the magic we create. I'm so excited for this
It's so
conversation.
fun. I'm so glad to be back. Thank you, Julie, for having me back. And Judah, of course, all the angels, they're excited in the background. I can feel them. They're like horses behind the gate at the racetrack, like open the gate.
Yes, they're like pressing. Come on, ladies, open it up. Get going. Well, for context, and I'm going to share this for those that are tuning in that haven't yet seen, we've had two amazing conversations here. We also did a live too, but I'll make sure to put all those links because I'll tell you that experience with you, Anjie, that first time, you've taught many people how to channel. Anjie is the channel of the Judah channel, which we will bring in. You will get a message at the end. I'm just letting everyone know. So definitely stay to the end of this conversation. And that was my first time ever, especially live, being able to both channel and bring in the Judah channel. And I remember Archangel Michael came through and
Yes.
my energy was wow. I mean, that was one of the more transformative moments in my life, that experience.
Mhm.
And just to let people know, this is part of what we are going to be offering in our retreat coming up in
Yes.
June. Yes.
It's a game changer when your angels and or another angel group like Judah or Michael, when you actually experience in your body and in your energy field them coming through you like water coming through a faucet, and you can never go back. Life is never the same after that because you are absolutely convinced on a personal level that they actually really exist, that they're not some myth or some winged creature that you see images of. I mean, yeah, it's they're no longer a story, a childhood story from your Sunday school teacher anymore. I mean, it's transformative, and then you live your life differently because you know that you know that you know that you are supported and that these beings are real. They have your back. They're there for you. They answer your questions. They give you energetic support. They most of all they love you. Yeah, and it's so beautiful. Like Judah visited me. Is it okay if I just tell this little thing that happened this
Oh,
week?
sister, go, please.
Judah visited me this week, and some of us, maybe most people in life, have never, ever, ever experienced unconditional love from a human being. I would say probably most people on the planet. And then a lot of us have experienced unconditional love, but it's just been moments of it, you know, and maybe a very few, rare few actually have one or two people in their life that really love them unconditionally, consistently, sustainably over years of time. But these angels, your higher self, whoever they are, all of you have your own Judah. They love you like this all the time, from the moment you're born to the moment you cross over. And so this week, I was in a hotel room by myself, alone. Judah visited me in a way, that they've never visited me before. It was for about 2 hours ish. I was in an ecstatic state of bliss and joy. I was like a 5-year-old little girl that could not stop giggling and laughing and clapping my hands and squealing. I mean, I can't even explain it. The joy was so ecstatic and otherworldly, and they were in my body laughing and giggling and clapping and like this. It's beyond description, and it was just so personal
Mm.
and so loving. No agenda. It wasn't that they needed to tell me some profound thing or fix me, fix my messed upness or give me some goal that I have to reach. It was none of that. It was just them just being excited and being with me and loving me. I wish everybody could have been there. It was the coolest thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
So cool. That's so cool, Angie. And what I love about it is, you're pointing to it. There's no striving, there's no pushing, there's no
Mhm.
achieving, there's no end result. I see this. My stepdaughter has autism. She's has is a nonverbal autistic, and the joy I see often with those who are on the spectrum that know this, that have no ego, that feel this for nothing, for no reason, right? And for those of us who in our range of ways of being, this is something that we can all experience. And so I'm just imagining this joy, this elation that you felt. I know from the experience we had when I got to feel the Judah channel, it was like I felt like I had the high voltage of joy like through my
Mhm.
cells. And so I love
Mhm.
that story that you were just lit up like a Christmas tree, lit up for 2 hours,
Oh,
just
yeah.
having a blast.
And the energy is profound. I mean, there's nothing that we can do in our day-to-day life, nothing we can eat, no machine we can, there's nothing we can do that generates this kind of energy that they bring. Yeah. Yeah, it's just such a gift. And it's there for all of us, and
Yes.
we can all get there. Yeah.
Well, and I feel like, you and I, that connection that we had, and then you're tapping in, and this to me was part of the reason we're like, we've got to do this in a retreat and
Mhm.
help people
Mhm.
to experience it both in community and for yourself. And I'll just say we'll have all that information because we still have some spots available. We're doing it at the
Yes.
beautiful center. Art, why
Art
don't you
living.
share? Art of Living, gorgeous center.
Yeah, the Art of Living Retreat Center, it's in the Blue Ridge Mountains right off the Blue Ridge Parkway. It is just gloriously beautiful. It sits in the middle of about 400 acres of nature preserve. It's just going to be lush and green and gorgeous and temperature perfect that time of year. And the property is owned by Guru Dev, who is a fully enlightened, self-realized being. He's attracted as many as 1 million people for meditation at one time in one location. So the spirit and the energy there is just delectable. It's so gorgeous. We're going to eat good food. We're going to sing. We're going to share. We're going to activate. And it's so important because one of the things we talked about earlier is like this retreat's going to be a family reunion for the family you never knew you had. And in the work that I do with Judah, we call it the Judah family. And I'm always asking Judah, are you sure about that? That's a really big promise, because family can be a word of pain for a lot of us, right? Can be so much pain in family and so much goodness too. And then for a lot of us, they go into this spiritual awakening journey, our family may not be supportive, right, of this change. When we start really dramatically changing individually and elevating our level of consciousness, and we don't want to do the negative stuff anymore, and the complaining and the gossiping and the negative TV, and eating the garbage, and sometimes it's upsetting, right, for the people in our world. They don't like it. It challenges them because it pushes their ego buttons. And so some people, have some pretty big challenges when they go on a spiritual path like this. And so the gift is to find a family of intention. You get to pick your mother's, brothers, fathers, sisters, and it's just great to be in the room and just get a hug, and meet some new friends that really get you and support your beingness, your growingness. A large part of I divorced after 27 years. I'm remarried to a beautiful powerhouse spiritual partner now, but 27 years, it was a deep, deep sadness and a breaking for me. But I knew that he could not let me be new, be different, let me change, you know, uh, um, let me evolve, and I hope that that's not the case for you. I hope that your partnerships grow and support, your evolution and your change, and that as you raise your level of consciousness, that helps the one that you love to elevate their state of being too. And then for some of us, it's not that. For some of us, there's a letting go and a releasing, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But coming to the retreat is about feeling, yeah, I'm not alone in this.
Mm.
I'm not alone in this. Not only do I have my angel family, we want you to get connected with your higher self, your angel family, and really tangibly experience their voice, their message, their energy in your field.
Yeah.
But also, meeting some brothers and sisters that you didn't know you had that can cheer you on and support you through the transitions. Yeah.
I love this. So like the chosen family and really finding home, in yourself and with others who are on this path. And that can be, I know. And if you're tuning in right now, we're on this path together. We all are, of greater awakening, illuminating of our mind, of our soul, of remembering, of having the joy that you had in your hotel room, of
Yeah.
pure joy for no reason. Um,
Mhm.
One of the things that I know you're going to be sharing and talking about, I thought it might be interesting to talk about it here, and that's around our energy fields. And this is just, obviously, if this speaks to you listening and you can join us, we'd love to have you. And if not, that's fine too. We want,
Mhm.
you know, everything divine timing for everything. I love though this conversation around really getting into your energy field, managing it, loving it, cutting away or releasing what is not needed. I'm going to hand it to you, Angie, and I know we're going to go into this in real depth in the retreat. How did you start to get into this topic, and maybe share even a tip or two to start for someone listening who's like, I am so overwhelmed by the world, by my
Yeah.
job, by the family I am in, by
Mhm.
my maybe your partner doesn't feel aligned, maybe you love a
Yeah.
partner. How do we use these practices? What can you share that you've learned that can really help someone?
Yeah. Well, we all know if you're coming to a channel like Julie's, you're obviously the kind of person that is consciously wanting to be the best you, wanting to be free, wanting to be aligned with your purpose and all of that. And so, in our circles, we learn about boundaries, setting boundaries, and all of that, right? But sometimes most of the time, we don't have anybody that can teach us how to set boundaries in the quantum field, meaning how to set boundaries with what we can't see with our eyes, like what's actually really happening energetically around our bodies, in our homes, in our relationships, in our workplaces. What's happening that we can't see with our eyes, and what do we do about it, right? So, like you might wake up in the morning feeling great. You might have a fabulous day at work. Maybe your energy is still really good at the end of the day. You're feeling positive. You stop by the grocery store, you pick up some dinner. On the way home, you realize, ooh, I suddenly feel exhausted. Yeah. And so you think, oh, I'm just tired, right? But it may not be that. It could be that when you went into the grocery store, maybe there was 100 people in there coming in after work to pick up dinner. Maybe those people were angry, frustrated, depressed, worried about finances, exhausted from their day. And because you entered the field of all of that, the collective field that was created in those few moments in the grocery store, those moments of time, you can pick up that energy, right? And it sticks to you. And then you feel exhausted, right? And it's really not you. You're not really tired. It's that you connected to that field and brought that out with you. So what we're going to be learning in the retreat is like, what do you do about that? How do you clear it? Well, first, just being aware, right? Asking your inner being, when you feel that tiredness and you get in the car to drive home from the grocery store, wait a minute. Asking your inner being, your higher self, is this me that's tired? You might feel a no. And we'll learn at the retreat like how you muscle test to actually verify that the truth of what the questions you're asking. Let's say you get a no. Okay, was that someone at work, somebody's energy at work that I picked up on? No. Someone in the grocery store? Yes. Was it the cashier? Yes. And then you can you can say a prayer. You can actually do magic in the quantum field. And you can ask your angels, like if it were me in that scenario, I'd say, Judah, can you please tag and treat the tiredness and weariness of that cashier and anything else going on in her life, and do a massive change history for her, and just give her positive self-empowering energies. And immediately I would feel that tiredness go. It's gone because it wasn't mine in the first place. So just being aware of fields and how we're constantly, we all have a field around us, our own personal field of energy. And this is our, we hear this talk about a fifth dimensional self, and we're like, what in the heck is that? Well, we all have this personal field in the fifth dimension, and in this field is every thought, feeling, impression, everything we've ever experienced, tasted, seen, heard, not just in this lifetime, but in our past, parallel, and future lifetimes. All of that resides in our personal field. And so when we become aware of that and notice, right, when we're not feeling that joy, that love, that bliss, something's coming up that we don't want, like a disturbance or an upset or angst in our inner being, there's something in our field. It's either something from a past life, something that we've repressed, or that's been pushed down in our subconscious that we're not aware of. And we can clear it in the moment. The beauty of it is when it comes up in the moment, that's our opportunity to get free of it. Yeah, and so we can clear that with our angels, just asking them, Judah, please tag and treat this, or speak to your angels. Archangel Michael, please tag and treat this, remove this from my field. We may even not know where it came from or how long it's been trailing us, and all of that doesn't even matter, because in the moment, our angels can clear it permanently from our field. So we're going to be learning, right, about how to distinguish what is my energy versus what is someone else's energy. For instance, when we come onto that property with Gurudev, that we are entering his field of consciousness. We are entering the field of a beautiful, enlightened being and all those that love and care for him. And so we're going to immediately feel different because we're in that field. Just like if you were in ice cold water, you would feel different. If you were in a jacuzzi, a hot tub, you would feel different, right? So when we're moving in, we're constantly moving in and out of different fields all the time. And social media is this is a field, right? And we're constantly do this. We don't even realize it, on IG, and there's that gorgeous woman with that beautiful skin. Oh, she's advertising makeup. Next thing you know, we're buying it and we're using it. We've entered into that field. Yeah. And so we're going to learn about how you just really get aware about these fields, and then how you clear them. And awareness is key. Everybody can take that away from this interview today, right? Just be aware. Ask in your inner being when you're feeling something, is this my feelings? Or is this someone else's, right? Like I might have a fantastic day. Chuck and I might end our work day and we sit down in our little chairs together to watch our little things we watch in the evening and eat our dinner. And I might suddenly feel agitated with him. Okay, so I just check in. Is that my agitation? Am I agitated with Chuck? No. Okay. Is Chuck feeling agitated? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So something happened in his day that was upsetting, and I can just go to work in the field. We don't even have to talk about it if we don't want to. I can just say to him, we don't have to fix it with our mind, right? I could just say, Judah, can you please tag and treat all the agitation in Chuck's personal field and do a massive change history and everything after that? I just say this in my inner being, and then guess what? The peace comes in. The peace comes in. And if I wasn't aware of that, if I'm feeling the agitation that's really not mine, it's his, I might start picking at him. Or, I might think that agitation is me and think, he's, and I might start picking a bone with him, starting a little argument or something, not even realize it's not even my energy.
This is so important. I think I'm a high empath. I know like attracts like. So for our beloved family listening, I know if you're still with us, you're listening. I am guessing you are also a high empath, sensitive.
Mhm.
Um, I know people who are not sensitive to energy like this, and I was not born that way, or they may be and don't realize it. But for those of us that are doing this awakening work and really wanting to tune in to our higher self. I mean, to me, what's more important than to get the small self ego out of the way and be able to be of service to light and love, to the divine, to our soul's purpose, right? And so I love what you're saying, Angie. And I don't know, this is a kind of a question slash reflection is even in doing that, the idea, if you take it a step further, that the idea that we're all one, we're all
Mhm.
individuated expressions. When you do that with your partner, when I can turn something over and surrender and say to my guides, my angels, my higher self, tag and treat this, bless and relate, like do
Mhm.
what I cannot do myself. There I what I felt and sensed was there's also a reciprocal aspect to that, which is it's like seeing that divinity in yourself, in them, and also
Mhm.
releasing it. And that's really, really
Exactly,
powerful.
because black magic is using their energy against them, right? If let's say Chuck came in
Mm,
with that agitation and I start acting out towards him with that agitated energy because I'm picking up on it and I'm acting out towards him and I'm reflecting back to him his
yeah,
the pain of what he's going through. That's not what we want to do. We want to love, right? And
yeah,
good magic is when then we can change, as you said, he's one with me, I'm one with him. So let's just get rid of this. Yeah, so neither of us are in that field and experiencing that.
yeah. That is, and in this, there's to me this higher aspect where we're blessing the other person and
Hmm.
ourselves. And what I've experienced is that is a game changer. And of course, when you're out and about and it's someone you don't know or someone that cuts you off, this to me, this is like, PhD level of self
Hmm.
actualization when someone can do something that really agitates you and you're able to say, you know what, I'm actually gonna not get crappy about it. I'm gonna notice that I might be feeling their energy. I might be seeing it. How can I bless them? How can I tag and treat that? How can I bring in a higher realm that sees 360 that can handle this and both of us? I mean, that to me, that's where life starts to shift because we also, we start to release. I'm a big fan of the Course in Miracles, talks about
Hmm.
grievances. We release grievances
Yeah.
and we turn it over. So I'm
I
excited.
want to
Love
go back to something else that you said, Julie, too. You were talking about being an empath. You know, you and I being those real sensitive types, right? Empaths. And I work with so many like us. And first, I see it with them, and I went through this stage for sure as well, where I actually felt victimized by my own empathic gift
Yeah.
because I could sometimes feel people's negative emotions. It would make me want to run or withdraw, pull in my shell like a turtle, or just get away from them. I wanted to just separate from them because the energy was rife. It was stinky and it was upsetting for me, and I was feeling it so much.
Yeah.
And it could even, make me want to pull away or not go to certain places or be a part of certain, activities and things like that. And so I want to say to all of those people feeling that there's a way you can become a super empath and really take your power back by doing this kind of work. So I have learned to release any feeling I have that I want to distance myself from someone or something. And when you can learn how to treat in fields in this way
Mm.
and do this magic to shift what's going on to to actually transform the energy that the other one is suffering under, then it's such a game changer, right? One of the things I learned is when I'm upset by someone's energy, it's because there's something of that in me.
Yes.
And so it's an opportunity for me to heal it not just for them, but for me. So the illustration Judah gave me, if you've ever used a glue board for a mouse in your house, there's these little cardboard boards that you buy that have glue on them, and you lay it down and the little mouse will run across it and get stuck to it. So what I've learned is when someone else's energy, their rat, there's rats around and the energy is gross and I don't like it, it's upsetting for me. And when it gets stuck on me and I'm in it, ugh, and I'm struggling to release it, it's because I have a similar pain. The pain is the glue on the glue board, right? So for instance, if I'm having an interaction with somebody and they're raging, let's say, it might not bother me at all. But if it does bother me, I know this because there's some rage in me that I'm not looking at. That's my glue on the glue board. And that's why it's upsetting me so much. And so, that's one of the things we love to teach people is, again, how you get in this field. So a simple way to do it is just to say, if you don't know your angels and guides yet, that's okay. You can borrow Judah. Judah's like a great midwife and a surrogate, a great adopted mom, adopted. You can adopt them as your angels if you want. And I've seen this happen a lot, but people just start working with Judah. And then not too long after that, 6 months, a year later, their own angels really present themselves really strongly. So you can use Judah, they're volunteers. And you just say, Judah, this that I'm feeling, can you please tag and treat this in my field and anyone else any other fields that I'm connected with right now, any other people, organizations, groups, and do a massive change history and everything after that. And they will do it. They will go in and clear that pain, that someone else is showing you, they're showing us our own pain. We want to clear it for us and for them. And angels will really go to work. Sometimes it's past life pain. The really stuck, stubborn things. Somebody out there listening today is like, oh my gosh, I still have to do more work and learn more, and I'm still struggling with this. Why? Because consciously you're working so hard to change a certain aspect. Maybe it's depression. Maybe you've struggled with depression off and on for many years and you've just tried all the things and done all the things, and you're just like, oh, it's still there. What's going on? Sometimes these are really deeply rooted ancestral or karmic things. So it's okay. Be patient with yourself. There's nothing wrong with you. It's not you. You're not depressed. I mean, the coolest part about my story, I was telling about Judah and giggling for 2 hours, is that I have literally been that sad girl. I mean, I was 16 when I had my first big depression. And depression followed me all the way through my 40s, from 16 to in my 40s. I was on and off of medication. I was a mess. So the fact that have no medication at all and can laugh like this is so huge. So keep with it. It's not who you are. You're not that. You're not the sad girl. You're not the depressed guy. That's just stuff in your field. It's just old karmic stuff in your field, and it can be cleared. So when you feel it, just keep saying, Judah, please tag and treat all this sadness in every realm of time and space, in every dimension, in every reality and frequency band. Please clear it completely from the story of my soul. So, stop this video, right? I'm going to put my hands up so you can go back to it, refer back to where my hands are up, and you can write it down. Judah, please tag and treat this in all realms of time and space, all densities, dimensions, all realities and frequency bands, and do a massive change history and everything after that. Because that stuff is not you. What you are is you're perfect, your light, your life force energy, your joy, your infinite possibility. That is the true you. And even like with me, I thought, well, and I even had professionals tell me this. They would say, Anjie, you just need to accept that you're always going to deal with this low level dysthymia, depression, and you're going to be on medicine the rest of your life. You just need to accept it, right? And I'm just going to call BS on that. Yeah. And I'm not telling anybody out there listening to quit your medication, but I'm saying to you, your time is coming, and you'll know when it's there. And until then, keep working with angels. And if you don't know your angels yet, work with Judah and clear this stuff up from your field. It's just trash that doesn't belong. It's not who you are. Your field is your perfect God self, right? And there's some stuff in that field, but you can find it, pull the thread of it, and eliminate it permanently.
Oh, that is just it's so beautiful, Angie. I honestly, this is the conversation I just we need to have. And I think, what I was hearing is what I do sometimes. If I forget the whole sentence, I will say it once and I'll say to my angels, if I forget, that I'm just going to say to you, please do what I can't do for myself. Please do the whole thing. Like
Beautiful.
yeah, we can just because sometimes I'll forget the wording, and I'm saying I'm almost hearing someone like, "Oh no, if I didn't get it and I didn't get it right."
Hmm.
We don't have to worry.
That's
And
right.
we'll write it out. You can replay this, you can listen, you come back as many times. And Judah, my gosh, adopt Judah. Or if you're working with, Archangel Gabriel, Michael,
Hmm.
Isis, Jesus, the Holy
Yes.
Spirit, your higher self,
Father
anybody.
Abraham. That's right.
Father Abraham, yes, there's no right or wrong.
That's right.
We, I also to emphasize, and I could feel it. I'm like, "Ooh, we're gonna do a channel session soon with you because I can feel the energy
Uh-huh.
coming. This remembrance, the whole idea of being the whole point of this show and being your You-est You, and what I know we're going to be teaching and talking about. What we're talking about right now is you. It reminds me of this story, and I'm going to get it. I don't have it memorized, but in essence, these monks found this Buddha that was covered in cement and dirt, and they were going to toss it. And one night, one of the monks saw like a little bit of glimmering and was like, "What
Mhm.
is that?" And noticed a crack and was like, "Oh, there's a crack in this. We're gonna, it's not worth anything." And decided something set to chip at it. And then deep, deep, deep in it was this beautiful solid
Mhm.
gold Buddha. And it's
Exactly.
every one of us, everyone. I don't care who you are. I don't care
That's
what your
right.
behavior is. You are that gold. You are beyond that gold. Gold is not
That's
even
right.
begin
And
to
there's nothing you can do to disqualify yourself from
no.
being who and what you are.
Yeah.
There are even people, I have met that are prostitutes. I've worked with people that I know have killed someone and never had the courage to tell anyone. Even in the It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what you've done.
Right.
You're still that golden Buddha inside. You're that Christ.
Yeah.
That is who you are. And all the rest is just junk in your field. They're your responses to pain. They're your responses, your natural responses to the experiences that you've had in life. Jesus said when he was on the cross, Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. The Buddha said the only sin is ignorance. So every one of us has done the best that we could given
Yep.
the level of consciousness, the package, the parents, the culture, the language, the education, the poverty, or whatever it was that was our life experience. All of us literally did the best we could with the
Yep.
light and the consciousness that we had. And so even just being here and listening to Julie, if you love Julie, keep coming back and listening, because the light that you receive here and the awareness is going to give you the breakthrough that you're looking for. And even on the Judah channel, we've got thousands of hours of free videos and you can be transformed. I meet people all the time that are literally transformed by just coming back and listening and letting that awareness it's like just being present and listening is like chipping off the stuff from the Buddha of you, the golden Buddha you are. So just, keep going and don't give up. And I'd love to see all these empaths that are out there listening, like Julie and you know, I want you to make that leap that I made where you're not feeling victimized by your sensitivity to difficult energies anymore.
Yeah.
And instead being this new super empath who knows how to change things in the field and literally rewrite the moment and clean up the energy and transmute it, not just for yourself but for other people, and feel really super empowered to take your power back. So rather you being victimized by the energies, you having the magic to change it and to see the evidence of it.
Yes, yes, and yes. I can feel, I mean, everyone who's, if you're tuning in, all of us, I really think of us in, we're all in one big family. I get it. But this soul family, I think anyone who's here in this vibration and who's awakening, and it's an excavation process, right?
Yep.
We're all, I think of it as, your earth curriculum. We all have our own curriculum. It's designed just for our own learning. And each of us has that specific curriculum, and it's, I believe, all the same, which is a return to love, to who you really are. And I'm excited because what you're sharing, and I'll have everything written out so that people can go back to what you said. And I know you're going to teach this in a way more depth when we have our retreat in June, which is going to be spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just grateful, Anjie, for your vulnerability, your courage, the beautiful work you're doing, being able to bring in Judah's wisdom. And I would love to invite you, if you're feeling ready, to we're going to do a channeled message. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to start with questions, or do you want Judah to just riff along there?
I really love it when I always love leaving it in. I'm like, look, these are angelic guides. I'm going to let them go wherever they want. And if I have a question, I'll ask. But if not, like the mic is theirs, and I know they can feel whatever we're asking. But if I have something that comes through, I'll let you know. Otherwise, riff away.
All right, let's go. Hello, dear and precious ones. In this You-est You world, we love, and we want you, yes, to be your You-est You. Yes, 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 chipping away everything that doesn't belong. We know you can see a little glimmer of hope even just by being here, and we see the glimmer of you shining through in all of the things that have been layered and layered upon you, and you are ready for them to go. Ready for them to go. Ready to be your brightest, your best. We're going to tell you this. You have no idea who and what you really are. You have no idea how magnificent you are. Have no idea how powerful you can be in your human form right here, right now in the life that you have chosen. Some of you are saying, well, first, Judah, I need to change this. Or I need to change my partner. I need to get out of this relationship. I need to change my job. I need to do this and that and the other in order to be my best self. Well, yes, there are things that will help to facilitate. There are changes that will come. But we want you to know you don't have to change any of that right now. You don't need to change any of it. We're going to tell you that the changes that need to come to facilitate the You-est You will come as a matter of course of events. In fact, they will happen rather spontaneously. There's nothing you need to push, pull, change, control, manipulate in your circumstances or your relationships to make this new you come forth. No, none of that is needed. You can begin to be it just here, right now, where you are. Mm-hmm. The inner changes within you will spontaneously combust many things that do not belong in your life anymore. As a matter of fact, as you keep focusing, bringing the focus back into your inner being over and over and over, bringing the focus back into your inner being, to what's going on in you. Know yourself, trust yourself, listen to yourself, respect yourself, listen to your inner voice. Take your power back from the people, places, things, and ideas, organizations, political parties you have given it to. Know who and what you are. Sometimes you say, well, I don't know who I am. Well, one of the things you can do to help with that is just know who you're not. Yes, and you could say, well, I'm not that, and I don't want to be like that, and I don't want to behave in that way, and so on. And just knowing this, know yourself, trust yourself. And as you grow and bloom from the inside out, all the other things float away, flow away. Yes, you'll find people in your life that are such causing you such torment right now. You will find that as you release them and you just are unattached with them, you are hands off with them, you let them do their thing and do whatever it pleases them, even if it's harmful to them or even if it's unreasonable. Let them do their thing. Bring your time, your energy, and attention back into your inner being, and what you'll find is that person will just naturally and effortlessly flow away from you, float out of your life, get moved to another office across town or across the country, get moved away from your cubicle. You will find that partner just suddenly wanting to do something different and being released and often to their own journey. You see, be hands off with people. Let them do what they want to do. Let them be themselves, just like you want to be left alone to be who and what you really are. Focus on your own inner being, who and what you are. Trust yourself. You do not need anyone around you to tell you how to live or how to respond to life. We are only here as pointers and guides and assist if you so desire. And if something we say does not resonate with you, then simply let it be. There are some things, this vessel remembers when she first began this journey. She was coming out of fundamentalist Christianity, a very, very hardened into rules, regulations. She had grown up in an environment where everyone, particularly the men, her father being a pastor and many other authoritarian men in that subculture called fundamentalist Christianity. There were a lot of good and beautiful things there, but there were also a lot of adverse experiences there, a lot of trauma and even of abuse. And she grew up believing that she needed to have a man or a pastor or a preacher or a Sunday school teacher tell her how to think, how to behave, what to do, tell her what God was like, tell her what she was like. She grew up with the indoctrination that she was evil, that everyone is evil on some level, and have a sin nature and cannot trust their own heart or their own decisions. And she decided to break free of that. When she first began this spiritual life, she would many times listen to enlightened beings, and frankly, she didn't understand anything they were saying. Her whole worldview was being shattered and removed out from her. But it was just as the vessel here has shared about the Buddha with all of the concrete and things on top. And these things were beginning to crack and fall away. And it felt scary to allow all of this to happen. It felt scary because she didn't know who she was underneath all of these layers and layers and layers and constructs of ideas about what she should be as a wife and what she should be as a woman and what kind of person she should be if she really truly loved God and so on. And so let all these things crack, let all them fall away. Smell the freedom in the air, smell the fresh air as these things fall away. Yes. And she didn't understand much of what was said to her by these enlightened spiritual teachers. And at times her mind, because she had been so brainwashed, was so adverse to some of the channelers, the channeled message and the enlightened teachers that she listened to, that she couldn't even stay awake. Her mind would try to anesthetize her. It would literally, she would want to fall asleep. She couldn't even keep her eyes open because her mind was afraid of the truth. The ego mind wanted to maintain control over her. But she persevered. She kept listening. And if she couldn't stay awake, she would listen in her sleep. And the truth began to come and began to come and began to come. And over a process of time, she began to trust herself and her own inner being. And we came to support and assist her. We are her higher self. Yes, we are many, many, many hundreds of thousands of angels. But we are the oversoul family. We are an angelic family, and this little one is a soul that emanates from her. And each of you has your own Judah. You each have your own soul family of beautiful angelic and interstellar guides. And these guides are wise. They are intuitive. They have your best interest at heart. They don't have any strings attached. They aren't requiring you to fulfill any obligations. Yes? They simply do what they do out of complete and total love and service. They don't need a paycheck for what they're doing, you see. They love you. They love you. They love you just as you are. We're opening your heart chakra now. We're blowing it wide open. No, 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 dear. No, in this moment that Judah angels and your angels love you as you are. We embrace all that you are. We embrace your ego parts. We embrace your pain, your hurting, your victimized parts, your angry parts. We're not afraid of your anger. We're not afraid of your trauma. We know how to heal trauma. In fact, we're teaching many ones such as this one, how to heal trauma. You don't need decades of therapy to be who and what you really are. Just open up to it. Open up, and don't be afraid. Your body knows the truth. Your body knows the truth. Your body is your best friend. Love and embrace what goes on within you. Feel our energies. Begin to be curious, as this vessel was talking earlier about the different fields and energies that you encounter. Don't be afraid of negative energies. Don't be afraid of being entangled. Don't be afraid of going to the grocery store or the rock concert or the bar or anything like that. Don't be afraid to go into the mosque or into the temple. Don't be afraid of the negative gossip around the water cooler at your workplace. Don't be afraid. Learn to work your magic, to clear what you don't like, what's not of service to you or to others. Learn to bring love. Learn to bring freedom. Yes, if you're looking for, sometimes you don't know the prayer to pray or the way in which to work this magic, here's a very simple way you can do it. You can simply say, Judah, please tag and treat everything in me that is not of unconditional love and everything in me that's not integrous, and do a massive change history and everything after that. And also you can do this in your workplace. Judah, in my workplace, please tag and treat anything here that's not unconditionally loving or integrous, and do a massive change history and everything after that. And you can pray this prayer for your Congress, for your president, for your political leaders, for your religious leaders, for your school teachers, for your children, for anything that matters to you. And then take your hands off. Stop putting poison in your mind, the poison of negativity. Don't entangle yourself with that. Don't take poison into your body, poison into your mind. Care about yourself. Care about your energetic environment. Be the magical love that you are. Yes, good. Do you have any questions for Judah?
I'm speechless. My question that's coming through, and I don't know, I'm hearing it not necessarily from me, but for someone out there. So when it's a health issue in yourself or a self-loathing issue, so there's the people out there and then there's the what we can do to ourselves. This is the area I've spent a lot of time healing. How might we tag and treat when it's within ourselves?
Well, we'll talk about sickness, of course, for a moment there. Any pain or sickness, disease you experience in the body is your body waking you up to things you are ignoring. To areas where you have given your time, energy, and attention to things that are not serving you. To belief systems buried in the unconscious, in the field, be they in this lifetime or in other lifetimes, things that you believe about yourself. For many of you, sickness is the belief that you need to be punished. For many of you, sickness that dwells in your body is because you feel guilty for something that you did in this life or another, and you believe that you deserve to be punished, and so you allow the sickness as a punishment to yourself. And we do not ever wish that you ever punish yourself for anything that you do. If you've done something that you wish you hadn't done, just simply don't do it. Again, just do something different. That is all. That is all. We don't ever want you to judge yourself or hold anything against the self. So many times sickness is unforgiveness of the self. And for some of you who have been chronically ill with certain diseases for a very long time, sickness has become a part of your identity. You see, now you're not going to like to hear this, but we're going to say it to you because we love you so very much. And someone needs to tell you the truth, my dear. And it is this: for some of you, the sickness is become your identity, a way to feel special. You see, the ego always needs conflict. It needs to have problems. It needs to have drama. Sometimes that problems are sickness. And the ego wants and needs to feel special, and it wants and needs to feel right, to be right. And so some of you with your sickness, it's been going on for so long, and it gives your ego some sort of sick pleasure to maintain the problem of your illness and your sickness. And then it becomes an identity for you. Well, I can't be special being famous or being successful or whatever other ideas that you might have had in your youth that you would want to be in life. So since you can't be special doing those things, we're talking about the ego here, you want to be special by being sick. So it's very difficult to admit the truth about this, yes? And so, for instance, this vessel was sick, chronically ill for 2 years with a lot of pretty serious things going on, and almost died on a couple of occasions before we came through. And so she began to realize this about herself. Okay, there's a part of me that likes to be sick. Okay, it sounds ludicrous. It sounds ridiculous. And so she had to begin to tell the truth about herself. One of the reasons that her ego preferred being sick was that she had been a mother, a school teacher for many years with 3 young children and many other children to take care of all day long. She had an early imprint from her mother, who was a very unkind, in many ways abusive. She was borderline personality disorder. But when the vessel was sick, her mother would suddenly be kind, compassionate, comforting. So she had an imprint. Oh, when I'm sick, people are kinder to me. People are more loving. They're more helpful. And also, as a young mother and a school teacher, she rarely had a moment to rest. The only time she would ever be left alone from all the demands to take care of others were constant and persistent. And the only time she would have a moment to herself is if she were sick. And so she had learned on an unconscious level. Of course, it sounds ludicrous to a conscious mind. She would never say, well, I want to be sick. Of course she would not. But on the subconscious level, she looked forward to those sick days where she could climb in the bed and everyone would just leave her be. So understand, whatever it is that you are suffering from, there are unconscious beliefs tied to it. If you have the fruit, you have the root. If you have the fruit, you have the root. So if there is the fruit of sickness or depression or anger or unforgiveness, whatever, resentment, judgmentalism, there is a spiritual root buried in the subconscious and sometimes in past lives. If they're particularly stubborn, they have past life juice too. You don't have to go to a past life regressionist to figure it all out. That is not necessary. It's just, there's a root because you see the fruit. And you can't climb up the tree and pluck off all the bad fruit because it will simply grow back again. What you must do is dig the whole tree up by the root if the fruit is consistently bad. And the way you do that is by discovering the unconscious belief and clearing it from your field, which this vessel has been talking to you about. So let's say that you struggle on an ongoing basis with, let's say, cancer. You begin to ask Judah and your angels, Judah, do you see the root of this cancer? What is it that I believe about myself? What is it that I believe about myself and about life that has allowed me to have this cancer? Please clear that belief, find it, tag it, treat it in all realms of time and space. You see, some of you listening, your mother died of cancer or your father died of cancer, or let's say your father died of a heart attack. There's a gentleman out there listening right now. Your father died of a heart attack at a very young age, and so that imprinted on you, in your subconscious, I will die that way as well. And so you must get rid of that belief, because your life is the product of what you believe. Everything you're experiencing is the product of what you believe. So if that's you, this gentleman we're speaking to, all you need to do right now is say, Judah, please tag and treat this belief that I'm going to die the same way my father did, and clear it from every part of my subconscious mind, clear it from my body, clear it from entirely from my personal field, in the quantum field, in all realms of time and space, all densities and dimensions, all realities and frequency bands, and replace it with a positive, self-empowering belief. I'm going to live to a ripe old age, and my heart is my very best friend. It beats every moment of every single day, and it's going to be beating strong until I am an old, old, old man, and it is my time to go. Yes, dear. What else can we answer for you?
Woo! I just want to say thank you. This has been so beautiful. I'll just say we usually end with heart flares, the little like my heart needs to share something. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Judah. What heart flares would you like to share with our community?
Well, we see your big, beautiful heart, and your heart is so powerful. And we want you to know that you have within you all that is needed to overcome any challenge you face, and that life can be better than you ever dreamed it will be. And we want to share with you a prayer that this vessel has been praying lately, because we want you to pray it for yourself. And it is this: Judah, please show me how good life can get.
Love
Beautiful.
that. Beautiful. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. I want everyone to say that with us.
Yeah.
Judah, angels, higher self, please
Show us
show us how good life
life
can
can
be.
get. Yeah.
You can get. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Angie, Judah, I feel like you're all in one right now.
Yes.
Because I'm feeling, I'm like, woo, the joy, just the
Mm.
energy is like high voltage, high vibe voltage. Thank you, thank you.
What a joy.
It's always a joy with you. This is a taste of what we will be doing
Mm-hmm.
together soon in our retreat together. And hope anyone listening, if you're able to join us, we'd love to have you have all the information. And we always have room. And I just thank you. It's so many nuggets, so many fruits, like healthy fruits
Mm-hmm.
of
Good
wisdom,
fruits.
good fruits. That's beautiful, beautiful
Good
and
fruits and
powerful.
good roots. That's what we want. We're going to, in this retreat, we're
Yeah.
going to let Judah plant some really deep,
Yeah.
good seeds in her heart, and really good fruit growing from it. Good roots for good fruit.
Absolutely. I love that. That's like a great tagline. And we actually, I think we're going to be doing something the first night, which now I'm got clarity on to help really release some of the subconscious beliefs, the roots that you don't need.
Yeah. Good, good, good.
Ah,
Thank you,
thank
dear Julie.
you.
Just thank you for making a space for this to happen.
It's my
Thank
pleasure.
you.
It's my honor, and I appreciate you. I appreciate the angelic wisdom, and I'm just going to say to all of our beloved soul family out there, we love you so
You too.
much, so
Hmm.
so much, and may you remember the gold, who you are.
Yes.
Yes. All right. From my heart to yours, so much love. Mwah.